As spawning in the top right-hand corner of White Rabbit, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss representing among us the two people. It is ReBellioN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the... Oh, we have the South Korean, typically Protoss, but here he is off racing as Terran, representing T1. It is a herO. Let's go. Let's go. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our TVP. Again, if you're unfamiliar, herO, this is not the first time that he plays Terran against Protoss. He actually does it quite often. If you watch, for example, Pickers Monday, Pickers Cup. If you watch Pickers Cup in the mornings, we've casted herO play Terran many times. If you're curious, herO's Terran is around 6k on the Korean ladder, so it's pretty damn good, pretty damn solid. And herO, he often does play Terran against Protoss in the earlier rounds against some of the lower level Protoss players. ReBellioN, of course, is still GM. He's still GM. He's more of a semi-pro, but against the semi-pros is typically when herO does off-race. It's similar to Australia. If you know anything about Australia, Australia does the same thing, where he also plays Terran. He also off-races. He also does off-race against Terran against some of the other semi-pros. As Australia's Terran is also like at that level, like at around 6k. But here we go. As herO does come in with the eBay block, very nice denial, very nice block. Now, when it comes to ReBellioN, he has some crazy builds in this matchup, and we have seen some quirky play out of ReBellioN, so our eyes are mainly going to be on him. herO, he's more of a standard player in TvP, so our eyes are mainly on ReBellioN when it comes to the quirkiness, when it comes to the builds of choice. Meanwhile, we do have White Rabbit, so welcome one more. White Rabbit is a very defensive map of the map pool, much more macro oriented. We have our natural, we have our third, we have our fourth base as well. The bases themselves are relatively spread out, and we do have some wide entrances into the bases as well. That is true, there are some wide entrances, but there are also limited attack paths. Rotations are limited back and forth between some of these bases, so it is easier for the defending player to keep up with army rotations. Likewise, in the center of the map, we do have a lot of interesting terrain here which can be made use of to actually take some better fights, actually get some better positionings here with things like Colossus, with Tempest, with Skytos, with tanks. Basically any kind of range-based units can make use of the center of the map quite well just because of the cliff faces that are available here. True, Blink Stalkers can also make use of them in the center of the map. For now, we have Twilight Council on the way, ReBellioN working towards Blink, and herO back at home getting to his own standard setup as well. Oh, hello herO. And now I was mentioning that herO he usually plays standard, but this is anything but. That is a second Rax. Now, we're going to be seeing one of two things. Either herO will get scouted. Yeah, nice scout by ReBellioN, but herO he either goes for a 2-1-1 from here, or he goes for a 3-1-1 two-base all-in. For now, I'm leaning towards the two-base all-in, early tank production out of herO, and we're expecting a faster, third Rax, two-base all-in. So this is very old school. When I say old school, we saw this build was very popular at the start of the year. At the beginning of the year, like January, February, March of 2025, and even of course last year as well. Here we're building up a very hefty bio army. We're going to be building up a very hefty tank count as well. Should be building up to 3 tanks. I know I did say last series that we expected Beyond to go for a 3 tank push. We went for a 1 tank push. Here we should be building up to 3 tanks before moving out with a heavy bio army for the all-in, and you have the option to pull the boys with this. Now, typically this hits without any starport, right? There's no starport, there's no medevac support. You can opt to go for it instead and go for a later push and wait for your starport production and medevacs as well. There are like other variations of this, but herO should be pushing soon. Oh, going combat shields first, not stim. Okay. Dolan, is that you? Going into early combat shields, we can see ReBellioN getting ready for harassment, getting ready for a counterattack, a gateway set up to warping across the map. How many gateways does he have? So far 2, soon to be 3. So it's going to be 3 gate blink out of ReBellioN, but an aggressive variation. He could even go for a 4th gateway. herO was unable to siege up. Does get some hits in. Second tank has arrived, a third tank is on the way. herO forcing his way up the ramp. Taking a lot of hits on that tank. Tank does almost go down. Yeah, tank taking a lot of hits, taking a lot of damage. Unfortunately, the low HP tank moves forward. Yes, a little bit lopsided here with the tank positioning. Not ideal. Third tank is on the way. Takes down the first pylon. Blinks on top of the tanks. He gets both. Yeah, ReBellioN does take down both tanks. Very nicely done. herO was out of position. He was out of position. And now we see an eBay. eBay's on the way. Gas Guys is on the way. herO. He looks like he's faltering a little bit here. Oh. Yeah, the Immortal has arrived. Gets us up with the tank. Tank does go down just barely. But Marines take it in. Okay. Tank did his job. We're getting another warp in. We're getting us around. And herO should be cleaned up. Yeah, here he's going to be cleaned up here. He's run out of steam. Run out of army. I'm losing the first two tanks at the start of the fight was brutal. And now ReBellioN can counterattack. hero's in trouble. hero's in a lot of trouble here. herO would be okay if it wasn't for the proxy, right? ReBellioN, he can warp in across the map, and he is warping in across the map. Once he gets high ground vision, he can just dive into the main, and right now there's only one tank defensively, no bunker. And no bunker is set up. Yo, meanwhile, big shout to Shiva Blaster in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much here for subscribing for 45 months. That's a lot of months, man. It's a lot of months. Nice stim though. Nice stim, nice punish. Here he does punish those stalkers. Those are expensive losses for ReBellioN. ReBellioN, he did not have high ground vision, did not blink into the main, and herO holds. herO, he does hold. See in the chat, is this still herO messing with Terran, or is he maining this now? I haven't been watching streams for a bit. herO, he does only play Terran in the early rounds of tournaments, kind of like Estrella. So if you watch Estrella, or if you've seen Estrella in tournaments, it's very similar to herO, where in the early rounds against some lower tier players, like ReBellioN, he's still GM, he's still like up there. He's still like a semi-pro. He's like a code A Protoss. He's like a code A Korean player. Against players of that caliber, herO, he does off race. Kind of like Astray as well, where he also does off race against with Terran against Protoss. But he doesn't do this against, like, I don't know, say Classic or Max Packs or Showtime or Zaun or Nightmare. Here we go. So we're pushing to the center, at the same time going for his own drop across the map. Ooh, late reaction. Yeah, late reaction by ReBellioN does pull away though. Doesn't lose any stalkers yet. Barely gets away. Cheeky move out of ReBellioN going for the Dark Strike, but he gets spotted. He gets scouted, a drop into the main. Oof, probes are falling. And here is pushing right down mid. Charge is not done. Oh, I'll say, thankfully, nice split towards the end. They don't club. But that's going to be 18 probes. This one drop in the main base is doing critical damage. 18 probes going down. Yeah, brutal damage. Takes down the Twilight Council as well. Nice snipe out of the herO. I mean, the Twilight Council doesn't really matter as much. I mean, but there is no Temple Archives, no Storm. True. Big delay on Storm. And hero's just going for the kill. At this point, he's just snowballing out of control. There was potential for ReBellioN after the all-in failed, but we saw that ReBellioN here extended, and he did not have high ground vision. So ReBellion's counterattack was lackluster. Nice time on the tanks, but here he can just stim and win. He can stim, he can win, baby. Without splash damage, there's not much to stop him. There's not much to stop him. There's no immortals, no river base units. Scan just in case. GG gets called, and herO takes game at number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. herO, he does take a lead in the series, and with that, herO, he will be... Oh, he'll be taking a lead. We'll see if ReBellioN can bounce back. We'll see if we can make a series out of this. Let's go. Let us go. As again, winding it back, here he initially went for the 2-base all-in, and it fell on its face. Like, ReBellioN had a really nice defense against the all-in. Unfortunately, as you mentioned, his counterattack was brutal. It did fall on its face. We saw that he was able to warp it across the map. He pushed, and he had the opportunity to maybe get into the main base. Remember, there was no bunker. There was only one tank at the natural, and unfortunately, he had no observer or he had no hallucination, so he had to only push into the natural base, which is where herO was actually more secure. And in the end, ReBellioN, he got caught out, right? He left his army idle, he lost a bunch of stalkers. GG. With that, he lost any momentum that he once had. And now we are getting ready here for game 2. Yo, where did Karina go? Ah. Where did she go? This is what we need, like more like bunny angles. We need we need like a ground level view to look into the carrier. Then we need like a top down, like bird's eye view. We need oh no. Let's go. Getting into game 2. Game 2 is going to be on ley lines. I should also emphasize that Wardi, he does have a custom map pool for this tournament. He does have some older maps, but he also has 4 TLMC21 maps. So the older maps that stuck around were ley lines, Persephone, Pylon, Tokamak, and Torches. So we have 5 older maps, and they're going to be joined by 4 new ones by White Rabbit, 10,000 Feet, Ruby Rock, and Taito Citadel. I'm not very fond of one of the older maps being ley lines, to be honest. Ley lines has been around for a very long time, so I am disappointed that Wardi did decide to keep ley lines instead of one of the other maps. So that is unfortunate, but regardless, we're getting in. We're getting into our game, and spawning in the bottom hand corner of ley lines, we have the South Korean Protoss. We have the blue Protoss. For among us two people, it is ReBellioN. Ooh, and hopefully everything's okay as we are stuttering a little bit. In the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran. For T1, it is herO. It looks like the connection to the Korean server is struggling a little bit here. It's been a while since I've had to use Mudfish and use a VPN, but I might have to use a VPN for the next series. Or even for the Ace match if we go there. Because, yeah, the ping is brutal. It's specifically the server, just because the connection to Twitch is perfectly fine. The connection to Twitch, the connection on OBS. So just a Blizzard server thing. Oof. So I'm just setting it up as we speak. Meanwhile, herO, he does go for an economic opener, does go for a Rax expand, economic start out of herO. Meanwhile, ReBellioN going for his own standard opener as well. herO, he actually goes, for a faster tech lab into Marauder. Okay, this is a cheeky build. Basically, herO, he went for the more economic start, CC on the low ground. ReBellioN, with the probe scout, he saw the command center. So the goal of this Marauder, the goal of the tech lab, is to catch the initial gateway units. Right now, herO, he's kind of luring ReBellioN in. He's like, hey, you saw my greedier build. You want to try to punish this, don't you? So ideally, herO, he wants to catch out the first adept, the first stalker that gets sent across the map. Assuming that ReBellioN will send it. And he is. So stalkers are moving out. Their purpose should be to delay the CC. And herO, you can see he's hiding the Marauder. Yeah, he's hiding the Marauder. The goal is to come in from behind to lock down the stalker. And to get a kill early on. Stalker's revealed. Marauders, they react. Oh, yeah, he does show his hand too soon. herO gonna try to intercept. He's coming. He's trying. It does come in for the interception, but he's too late. Yeah, he's too little too late. So a little bit of a fumble here in the execution for herO. Does fumble the ball. Stalker gets away. Shield batteries in production. And herO behind this going for extra raxes. Going for a 3 rax follow-up hyper aggression out of herO. Is being hyper aggressive. This is going to be for a very strong, very early stim timing. So we're going for the early stim timing. Hallucination does confirm all 3 axes. ReBellioN knows, and he needs more weapons back at home. He needs that defensive setup. He's throwing down extra gateways. Good call. Going for a Dark Shrine. This is another way to deal with this, but I'm a little bit concerned this is too late. I'm concerned the Dark Shrine is just too late of a response because Stim is almost done, right? Stim is almost complete. herO, he should be pushing soon. There we go. He's pushing. Oh no! Does he catch the Prism? Yeah, Prism does rally, and Prism gets caught out. Ooh, brutal pickup. Yeah, Prism does fall. Dark Shrine is almost done. And we'll see if herO can break through. Once again, I do apologize for the in-game frame drops. Once again, it's just the connection to the Korean server. I will fix that for the next game. Do my best. DT's a wardle out. And herO, he does have a scan. Yeah, he has 2 scans. 2 scans are available. He sims in. A Sims on forward, going for the Zealots. And DT's a rally across the map. A nice force field, but the Zealots are going to be shut down. They'll clean up every single Zealot here. And it costs a lot of Marauders. Templar, they get into the mineral line. There's a scan. No DTs. A little bit unfortunate, but there we go. Yeah, he defends back at home. There was that 1 DT warping in. herO's running out of steam. He's running out of units here. There's a scan, but he's overstimmed. And ReBellioN holds. ReBellioN, he barely holds on. He gets 8 SCVs across the map. He gets some economic damage, but the worker counts are dead even, and herO, he still has a lot of momentum, still has a larger army. We'll see if he can push once again, this time with +1. So +1 is now done. herO does move out. Behind this, herO, he has yet to throw down the 3rd CC, so he's still very committed. He's very committed. And if ReBellioN can survive this, if he can survive this next push, this next wave of aggression without taking too many losses, he can stabilize. So ReBellioN, he can stabilize. He can hold on. I see you send you on the chat. It's only liking for the observer, I assume. Yes. I did say this before. It's just a connection to the Korean server. This is not impacting the players. It's just the Korean server. Did already mention. You know, D-Power denies the warp in, not bad. Dark Shrine goes down. And here he's rallying. He does rally. Meanwhile, big shout to Luis. Gracias. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. Welcome. Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos. Estamos aquí casting the WardiTV Mondays. Still early in the round. Still early in the tournament. As hero's going for the kill. Unfortunately, no splash damage, no storm, no colossus. Mine shots going up. And hero can overwhelm. He can break the base, he can break the expansion. At the same time, Zella run by does get some SCV kills, not bad. 9 SCV is going to be falling, but hero still has the greater main army. He can still just keep pushing, keep rallying. Force fields can slow him down. Okay, size up the army. Force fields they help, but overall hero he breaks through. There's a scan. Make sure DTs don't defend. GG gets called. GG gets called. Hero he does claim the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations to hero. He does claim the series. Again, I do apologize for the stuttering that was occurring in game, but it's just a Korean server that was not being too accommodating here. Hold on. As congratulations, hero, he does claim the series. Again, hyper aggression out of hero, and I'm just turning on my VPN to make sure that doesn't happen again. All good. All good.